Hello everyone, good evening. Good evening and welcome to day 2 of our C++ Masterclass. Can I get some response? Good evening. Just want a confirmation. Am I audible? Can you see my screen? Good evening everyone. Please confirm in chat box. Anyone? Am I audible? Can you see my screen? Is it visible? Fine. Good evening. Very good evening. Yeah, thank you for the confirmation, guys. Good evening, and welcome. And have anyone tried using VS Code installations and all? Have you completed? As we have discussed from day 1, have you ran the single and simple code for C++ for printing or showing the console output? Hello world. Yeah. Good evening, all. Very good evening, and happy to see all the responses on day 2. Let us continue till day 21. And another interesting session, the very scratch of basics. Day 2 will cover some important concepts. So we will be traveling through it. Yes. Good evening, all. Very good evening. Yeah, can we start with the session? So I hope we have waited for a couple of minutes for everyone. It's time for us to start. Can I get some emoji responses in chat box? And I hope the LinkedIn community link was shared in the previous session. So it will be shared today also. So make sure you join that community. Okay. So we'll be having some updates, some tasks and all going on in there. It will be done soon. So please make sure you join the C++ LinkedIn community. The link will be posted in chat box by the support staff. Okay. Clear? So can we start? Can I get some emoji responses in chat box? Yeah. Once again, good evening and welcome. Thank you for the response. Good evening and welcome to day 2 of our C++ Masterclass. And yeah, I'm going to start this session with standard cout. Okay, so it is for displaying console output. So standard C output is used to output data to the standard output device. So what is your output device? It is some place where you have, like for example, it is your console if you are using ideally, or if it is like for example, if you are using in your terminal, then it is your terminal window or where the program is running. It will be having a standard output device actually. So those output device, this standard cout will utilize that and it will show the output. Okay, and we have seen the stream insertion operator, this double less than symbol. It is going to pick whatever available on the right hand side and pick it and insert it into the left hand side. Okay, so it allows you to output various types of data, strings, numbers, variables. Maybe new for you. We'll be seeing that in this session. Okay, so I'll show you some example. Let me go hands on. I hope this code is clear for everyone. So we are used a string quotation mark to mention hello world. You can't go without the quotation mark double quotes. Otherwise you will be getting error. Okay, so finally return 0, main file will be ran. This is IO stream. So let me run this. I'll run this file. What do I get in my console? Okay, hello world, right? And for example, if you want to clear this, okay, you can see if I run it again, it is going to display like this, right? So if I keep on running, it will be filled. My terminal is actually filled. And if I want at any time, if I want to just delete all these things and just clear it, okay, you can type clear in the console. See here, I am typing clear, and if I press enter, boom, everything gone, right? So it's for clearing your terminal. Just small glimpse. You may know about it, or if you are new, please note this down. Some basic terminologies. Okay. So starting with another example. So I can add a few more lines if I want to add, right? So for example, I'm going to add another standard console output. Okay. Operator, and then I'm going to type welcome to day 2. Okay. So statement terminator semicolon. Okay, so I'm going to add this. Can we run this? So what should the output I should get? I should get hello world, and then in the next line I should get welcome to day 2. So if I run this, what am I getting? Can you guys see this in my console output? What is the output I'm getting? I'm getting hello world, but it is not in the way I want. I want it in the next line, like welcome to day 2. That is neat, right? Look this, whether it is looking great or not, it is really bad, right? So there is no even spaces. It is just continuing in the same line, but I want to display it in the next line professionally. Okay, but what this happens is it won't terminate. Okay, so what happens is it is going to utilize, for example, if you have another line, what it does is it is going to continue in the same line. You have a lot of spaces in this console, it is going to utilize that, then only it is going to go into the next line. Okay, that's actually a problem, but if you want to modify this, there is actually a way, and for that we can add another few more statement, which is something very simple, which is standard end line. Okay, so what this end line will do is it is going to insert something known as a new line character, and if this new line character is inserted, it is going to shift to the next line, so you will be getting it in the next line. Okay, so this moves the cursor to the beginning of the next line in the output, ensuring the subsequent output appears on a new line. So if you want it anything in the new line, either you have to add it before it or in the start of it. For example, this standard end line can be added in a way, I'll show you in hands-on. I'll see here, after this hello world, I wanted to take it to a new line, right? So I can't directly write it here itself standard end line. I want to add the operator once again. Okay, so it will take from right side and insert it to the left side, right? So I'm going to add standard end line, end L. Okay, okay, now what I'm doing, after hello world, I'm asking it to end that particular line and go and shift to a new line. Okay, so and we will be entering into the next new line with welcome to day 2. Can we run this? Understand the concept? So if I run this now, can you guys see this? I'm getting hello world, and then that particular line has been terminated, and then it takes a new line and comes into welcome to day 2. Clear? Clear about this? Is it clear? I'll tell you another thing. What you can also do is you can add it to a next line. Okay, at the beginning here, or we'll try to do something like this here. Hello world, if I have it, it will be in the same line, right? So let me add it here. After end line, I'll add hello, welcome to day 2. We'll try to do this. Okay, now also what it does, it is not a standard practice. It is better to go after you are writing something and then add that. That's a better way. But still, if you go in this way also, what it does, after hello world, it will be in the same line, but when it goes to this statement, before entering into welcome to day 2, it is going to perform the end line so that it shifts to a new line. But this is not a standard way. Just cut this. Okay, it is better to go and add at the end of the previous statement so that the next statement can directly jump into the new line. So if I run this, I'll be getting in the next line. And there are a few more hacks. If this is clear, okay, I can tell you what does this end line actually does. What does that does? We know, right? This end line inserts a new line character, and we have a symbol here. It has in single quotes, we have a backward slash and then a small n. This is actually a escape sequence. Okay, so we are going to discuss about escape sequence after some time. We'll be discussing now in this session about escape sequence, where we'll have that new line as well. But for now, I'll do it here. So don't get confused. We'll be dealing that as well separately. So this end line actually performs a new line character insertion. So instead of end line, you can also go and use something like, I can just remove this and I can use single quotes. Okay, backward slash small n. Okay, so if I run this, I'll save this. Every time you are doing some change, please use Ctrl S to save it and then run it. Then only the changes will be updated in VS Code. Now instead of end line, I'm using escape sequence. You can see my output once again is in the next line. Okay, if I cut this off, if I go without this, if I run it, it will be in the same line. See here, in the same line. Either you can go for end line, which performs new line character insertion. At the same time, you can also use directly the new line character like this. It is also going to add a new line. So your compiler will go into the next line and perform the task. Okay, so the problem will be removed. And there is actually a use case for this end line that actually is this end line not only does inserts a new line character that goes into the new line, but also it performs an additional task. It also flushes the output buffer, okay, associated with this particular stream. And this, okay, anything which is buffered output is immediately returned to the output device rather than being held in memory until later. Why? Because now we are just displaying hello world or some simple sentences. But if you are, okay, working on some precise things and you are working on some complex architectures where all the precision are very important and responsiveness should be quick, and you don't want it to keep it in buffer to do it later. We want it to be act as soon as possible. So this can be useful when you want to ensure the output is displayed immediately, such as when debugging or logging. So the informations, it flushes out and it cut it off and then move into the next one. So that you can achieve with standard inline. It inserts a new line character and does this task. Otherwise, if you go with just a new line character, this process won't be available for you. That's the idea behind that. And we have actually successfully returned this code. Am I correct? Clear? Clear, guys? Can we start with comments? Can we move on to the next one? Good evening all. Good evening. Can we start with comments? Need few more emojis, like fire emojis and all can be posted in chat box. Keep this session interactive. Yesterday it was good. Why today some dullness in chat box? Can I get few more response? Is it clear? Yes? Yeah, need this energy. We'll continue with comments. So starting with that, comments are used to annotate the code. Okay, comments are used to annotate or beautify your code with information that is meant for humans. And whatever you add in comment will be completely ignored by the compiler during compilation. So your computer or your compiler or your machine language don't need this. Who need it? Okay, it is actually only for the humans who is reading. For example, imagine after a few years you are successfully landed in a job as a developer, as a C++ developer, and you have a complex task to do now. Okay, like you are posted in a role and your senior has actually vacated that particular place, and now you have to do a lot of tasks and there is a bug in your code and you have to sort it down or you have to implement some change. Your client asks it. Okay, so you are just going to open your code. The code in your company, they will be having their source code, right? You are opening that and there will be like thousands of lines of row code will be available. Okay, if you just open it as a new guy, whether you will be able to read it, okay, you will be depressed in that particular time, because coding and all with multiple lines, the complex architectures, you can't just view it and understand the entire concepts. Okay, it will be very difficult. So if you write a code also, others, if they come and see your code, it is not easy for anyone to understand. Okay, it is one of a difficult job. But companies, what they do, or anyone, if you want others also to understand your code properly, what you can do is you can write some comments. That's why comments are used. It is used for informations to be passed only for humans. So it is ignored by the compiler during compilation, and whatever you write in comment has no meaning. Okay, you can write for others to understand, or even you, after if you write a code and if you view it after 10 days, you will be forgot a lot of things. So for your understanding as well, you can write. And there are two types of comment in C++. Okay, one is single and another one is multi-line comment. So what is single line comment? To add a single line, if your comment is in a single line, you can add double forward slash, and that particular line, whatever you write there will be ignored by the compiler. It is actually a single line comment like this. You can add it anywhere you want. Can we add it? Double forward slash, that's it. Let me go into the hands-on VS Code, and for example here I'll add a single line comment, double forward slash, and I'm going to add, this is a comment, below is the code for hello world. So okay, our developer is writing some comments for readability of others also. Guys, if you have interest, if you have installed VS Code, your color combination will be different. I have actually used some themes. It is available in the extensions. Okay, if you want it to make nice for your eyes, you can use some extensions. You can search for some themes. There will be some good themes and all, dark themes. If you are interested, you can add. I have added something, so the color combination will be different. Mostly if you are using the standard VS Code, you will be getting this in a green color. I hope you can see this. This is a comment. If I save this and if I run this, my output will be same. I'll clear this off and run it once again. I'll run it. Output will be same because this command will be ignored by the compiler. Okay, clear? It is directly ignored by the compiler, no issues. You can add here also. For example, this is the new line character. Okay, so whatever I type after this double forward slash will be ignored. If I save it and run it, okay, I'll save this properly and run it. See here, no issue. So you can just save it properly and run it. Press Ctrl S. See here, right now the application looks proper. So if I do any small change, it is going to add a single dot. Okay, any changes will be added. Okay, and for example, see here, any changes, it is going to tell that the changes is there. But if you just run it, the old version will be running. Press Ctrl S. I am doing right now. See here, this dot will be disappearing now. Okay, Ctrl S, it is saved. This is the way you can update your save and all. Clear this off. And this is a single line comment. And let me go into a multi-line comment. See here. So for example, here I'll add another line of comment. This is new line. But here you can see this is not considered as a comment. It came to the new line. And this new line is actually something different. It is trying to interpret. The compiler will try to run and you will get error. See here, I'll save it and run it. I'll be getting error because this is using some syntax. So if you want, you can also add new line comment like this and go with a new line or single line comment. But it is time consuming. You can simply, what you can do is, I'll just remove these things off. And the problem or simple thing is, you can do a forward slash and use a star symbol, okay, or asterisk symbol. It is going to add the ending as well. So you can just cut it off and see here. Now everything is a comment. I'll add the ending here. What is ending and starting? Starting is forward slash and star. Ending is asterisk and a forward slash. Okay, anything inside of this will be considered as a command. This is a command. So multi-line commands can be added. So if you enclose all these things, I'll take the ending and if I add it here, what does this tell? Whatever code I have written in between will also be a comment. So if I run this, no output will be obtained because there is no code to run because everything is commented out. So this is the start and end for a multi-line comment. I hope you guys understand about comments. Okay. Clear about comments? Can we move into the next part? So this is multi-line comment, forward slash asterisk and then asterisk forward slash. Anything inside will be enclosed as comment. This is single line comment. That's it about comments. Can we start with escape sequence? Yes, can we go with escape sequence? Can I get some response in chat box? And one more thing, so if you want to convert this YouTube masterclass into a 1 month certified internship on C++, you can join as an internship user. You will be getting 30 days, totally 30 day, 1 month content of live sessions, 90 days of access to all the records, source codes and project files. Whatever we used to do, all those files will be given in the downloadables. We'll be having 4 hackathon weekend Zoom sessions with coding interview questions as well as doubt clarifications to directly interact with me and clarify all your doubts. We'll be having 5 additional DSA topics. Okay, we will be having downloadable PPTs for you given. Videos will be available for you, source codes and project for you. Internship confirmation letter when you start, because some colleges require internship confirmation, it will be provided for you. And when you complete this internship successfully, you will be getting internship certification in C++. And the regular fee is actually 1,999 and we are giving it in a discount for a few days. It is a limited offer and the discounted fee is actually 899. And the registration link is posted in chat box. You can join as an internship user and you can convert this internship into 1 month internship, and this is the fee for it. And you can use the link which is posted in chat box, and this is the additional DSA topics, data structures and algorithms focused on interviews, only for internship users from day 22 to 26. And at the same time, we have weekend hackathon sessions. We have interview coding questions and hackathon for clarifying your doubt. You can directly interact with me in Zoom sessions and you can clarify your doubts. At the same time, you can get benefited from all these offers. This is available if you join the internship. All these benefits will be given for you, and the discounted fee is actually $899, and the link is posted in chat box. You can utilize that. Yes. It is a limited offer. You can make use of it, and I hope we can continue with the next one. And we'll continue with the topic now. So we are going to start with escape sequences now. Okay. Okay, so the batch 1 internship will end by 1st of March. So the discounted fee $899 is available. You can join. It is an online internship. All the support and benefits will be provided for the internship users. The link is posted in chat box. And yeah, continuing with the topic, which is escape sequence. Okay. So escape sequences. What is escape sequence? So they are a character combination. Okay. So we have different characters and we combine them. Okay, consisting of a backslash and followed by a letter or a combination of digits. These are called as escape sequence. So what are they? They are a backslash and along with that a combination of digit or a character or a letter. It is going to be called as escape sequences, right? To represent a new line character, a single quotation mark, a certain other characters in character constant, you must use a escape sequence. Okay, so let us understand what is that. So we have different escape sequences, and at lot of places we'll be utilizing a lot of escape sequence. For now, I'll show you some basic things, because if I show you all of these things now, you will be getting confused. Whenever it is required, we'll be using that. So anything, a combination of backslash along with a character combination is called as a escape sequence. Okay, so continuing with escape sequence, first let us try to add a single quote or a double quote here. Okay, let me go into this and I'll remove this comment for now. Let us keep it simple. Okay, so we have our hello world alone here. So let me run this. I'll add this. Okay, so it is displaying hello world. So instead of hello world, I'm going to just add something like Alexander the Great. Okay, so we have a sentence here. So if I print it, okay, if I display it in the console, I'm getting Alexander the Great. Okay, but what if I want to add, I want to print a statement something like this. Let me open a notepad and let me show you guys. Okay, I want to receive an output something like this, Alexander the Great. What I have in my console, I want this quotation marks as well. Okay, so what can I do? I can simply add a quotation mark, okay, at the start and beginning. But there is a problem. Can you see it? If I try to add this and run this, I'll be getting error. Why? Because this double quotes is actually used as a start and end of a string statement in C++. Okay, so if you start here, you will be ending it at the end only. But if you add a quotation mark here, your compiler thinks that you are starting and ending here itself, and then there is some text here, and then it is starting and ending here. So you have two statements, and this is going to give you error. Am I correct? Now I'm getting a lot of error here, right? This is a problem. So in such situations like this, we want to escape these problems. Okay, so to escape this, we are actually using a backslash. See here, I am adding a backslash and then a quotation mark. Okay, and here also I am going to add a backslash and then a quotation mark. So what it does is, if you add a backslash and quotation mark, double quotes or single quotes, it won't be considered as a ending or starting. Okay, it is considered as just the quotation mark. So here also I am doing it. So the start is actually here, the end is actually here in the end, and we have a backslash and then a quotation mark to enter the quotation. So now if I save it and run it, in my console, can you see I am getting the quotes as well? Clear? Below, can you guys see it? This is the output with quotation mark. Clear? For example, if you want single quotes as well, you can add a single quotes like this. It will be escape. If I want to add here in this place particularly, I can add that as well. See here, it is going to add a single quotes just in that particular place. I'll just save it and run it. See here in the output, Alexander, single quotes and then th, and then I'm adding a single quote. Okay, so that's how you do this particular thing. We have seen two escape sequences, single quote and double quote. And if you want to mention a backslash, okay, we know that if we add a backslash, then your compiler understand that you are going to have an escape sequence. But what if you need a backslash? For example, let me open a notepad, and you want to have a sentence like this. I want to display something like x divided by y. This is, I want to print this in the console. But if I add this, it is going to consider, for example, like this backslash. It may be meaningless, but still. This is going to search for what is y. So if you don't have any y escape sequence, it is going to give you error because it is trying to find a escape sequence. But what if you want to mandatorily add a backslash? You can use double backslash where you are escaping the backslash. So if I add this, see here, if I add another backslash here, it is going to add a slash in that particular place. So that's how you get a slash backslash in your code with the help of escape sequences. Okay, clear? And also we have few more things, null, bell and all we'll be discussing when we actually need it. Now I'll show you some few things, for example, backspace and new line, tab space and all. First, let us go with what is something like new line we have seen. Okay, we'll see about tab space. Now, for example, let us go with, let me just remove this off, and I'm going to display 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'll print this or show in the output. This is actually a string of numbers. Okay, just string letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if I want to add some spaces in between? I can add backslash and then t. It is going to add a tab space. Okay, 2 or 4 spaces will be added. So if I save it and run it, you can see after 1 I'll be getting some space in the output. See here, after 1 I'm getting some space. Okay, so if you want space as well, after 2, after 3, then 4, then 5. Okay, so if I run this, everything will be equally spaced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 spaces will be added. That is called as a tab space. Okay, what if I want to display something like this 7, 8, 9? I'll add some space as well. Here also a tab space and then a tab space. I'll be getting till 9. Okay, and we know that we know about a new line character. Remember, /n will bring it to a new line. So after 3 I'm going to use, okay, a new line. So what happens? 1, 2, 3 and then a new line. 1, 2, 3 and then a new line. Okay, I'll just cut it off and add it here so that it will be proper, starting with a new line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After 7, okay, 6. After 6 I need to add a new line again. So it is going to take into the new line, and I'll be getting some output like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please guys, try to repeat this. If you have any compiler right now, you just try to repeat the same output. Okay, so you want to repeat something like this, and you want to write the code in a single line as I have did. Okay, what we have done, we have used a single line code only. We have used a lot of escape sequence combinations. Don't get confused. /t will produce a tab space. Okay, and then t will tab space and n for new line. So that's how this works. Clear? So moving into the next one, so we have a lot of other escape sequences as well. We'll be seeing whenever it is required, we'll be utilizing it along with the flow. So continuing with a new topic which we are going to start now is called as a variable, and variable are very very important when you talk about any programming language. They carry a lot of information and they are very important for your programming. So can we start with variables, guys? Can I get some response in chat box? Yes? Yeah. So what is a variable in any programming language? Okay, you take any programming language, the variable is a named storage location, okay, in your memory that you can declare with a data type. So now we need to know what is a data type and what is a variable. Please wait, we'll be discussing that. Okay, few things, building blocks, you can build a huge building. Okay, so in C++ or in any programming language, a variable is a named storage location in computer memory that is explicitly declared with a data type. What type of data you are going to store, you can declare, and that name will store that particular data. Okay, it is used to store and manipulate data within a program, and its type determines the nature of the data it can hold. And once declared, a variable can be assigned a value and its name is used as a reference to access or modify that value during program execution. Like for example, consider this scenario, guys. I have 3 containers. I have a container, the top container has blueberry, the middle one has orange, and the bottom container has mango. Okay, so I am storing. Okay, so the top container I am storing that as blueberry, the middle container has orange, and the bottom container has mango. So for example, if I am hungry and I need mangoes, which container I should take, guys? Which container I should pick? If I want mango, I will be going and taking the bottom container. If I open it, I will be getting mango because I have stored it inside. Okay, if I want blueberry, I will be picking the top container. So in the same way, you can store data inside a named storage location called as variable. And you have to, in C++, you have to declare what type of data you are going to store. For example, if you are storing a number, okay, if it is a whole number, then it is actually belonging to integer data type, int. So you can tell, for example, my int is 4, or my name, okay, it is a string because it is a character of combination. My name is Tom. If I am storing that, if I pick my name, it will give me the value which is Tom, because it's the same way how a container works, right? So if you pick the bottom one, since you have stored mango inside of it, you will be having mango inside of it. Okay? Clear? So if you have, for example, there are different data types, we will be seeing that now. Okay? So for declaring any variable, for now, let us understand int is for numbers. Okay? We haven't seen about other data types. Int is for numbers, so I'll just remove this off. So what are the steps to actually create this container or store the details inside? Let us see now. So the steps for declaring and initializing are, you have to do 2 things, guys. You can either first declare it and then initialize it, or you can do it together, declaration plus initialization together. Okay, so what is declaration? You are going to declare, this is the name of my variable and it is going to store this particular type of data. Okay, let us do the declaration. I am going to tell, I am going to store an integer in a variable called as age. Okay, colon. Fine. So this part is called as declaration. So if I want, I can also declare int y equal to or y. Okay, so it is going to be another variable. So if I take bottom container, I am giving a name as age, or I am giving names here with what type of data it is storing. This is declaration. And what is initialization is, you are going to assign some value, or for example, okay, for example, if you bought the container, you have named it, but you want to store some mangoes or anything inside, right? So since we have declared the age as integer, I am going to store age equal to 23 and I'll add a colon here. Okay, so this part is called as initialization. This is declaration and this is initialization. Okay, for example, if I want to open this and see, for example, I can use standard console output. I can see my age here. I am just passing age. So the value of age is actually 23. It is picked and it has dropped from right hand side to the left hand side on console output. So the console output will show me 23 here. So let me clear this off and run this. Okay, I'll run this. I'm getting 23 here because the value of age is picked. So you can get it and then use it later, like we did with the container. Okay, so these things we can do it separately, or if you want you can do it together as well. For example, let me do something like this. Integer y equal to 20. What I'm doing? I am doing here declaration plus initialization. Both things are done together here. What we done? Integer y is the name for it, and then I am storing directly equal to 20. I am storing. So if I want to see the value of y, I can do a standard console output of y. See here, it is giving me 20. You can also beautify this. For example, add another operator and tell the age is I'll close this off, and instead of while I'll pass the age. So now if I run this in my output, it is going to display the age is 23. Okay, like this you can store the details and display in the console output. That is called as what it is. It is variables, right? So we are just played with integer only, but we want to also do with other tasks. There are a lot of data types like this. So can we start with data types? So here we have gone with declaration, initialization, or together you can do declaration plus initialization. It's up to you. Okay. And there are some rules for writing a variable name. Please make sure you are following that rules. Okay. So you can't have, for example, if you already declare integer as age, and if you want, you can't go and declare another thing. For example, once again integer age. Try to run it. It is telling that redeclaration is not allowed. You can't do it again. Once done, it is done. You can't go and call it again and again. You can store the value. Either I am storing age as 23 here. If I want, I can also do some changes as well. I can store age equal to 10 here. And now what is the latest thing will be updated. When it comes to 23, it will be storing 23. When I am doing this task, the 23 will be removed. It's like removing mango and keeping something else. Like I am storing 10 there. So now the value is 10. So in the output 10 will be displayed. Okay, I have to save it and then run it. So see here, the age is 10 is displayed in the output. Okay, so that's how this variable works. And also it is character specific. See here, int age. Okay, this is actually different from this caps and small. It is specific. They are different. Okay, so if you store, for example, capital age, I'll store it as 40. Okay, so for example, if I try to see the value of capital AGE, I'll be getting 40. See here, the age is 40 here. If I change it to small one, I'll be getting 10, because the value, they are different containers. Okay, understand that. And also you have some rules. For example, you can't start it with the number. I can't store like 5x. This will show you error. You can't start a variable with a number. Okay, you can have underscore. For example, underscore x is a variable. You can't have other symbols. You can't start with other symbols. You can't have any other symbols other than underscore or character. You can have number afterwards. You can't start with a number. You can't have start with a number, but you can add it anywhere else. You can store something like this. This is allowed. Okay. So when you start, you don't want to have numbers at the beginning, and any symbols other than underscore will be giving you error, and they are caps and small specific. Okay, so these are some things about variables. You can also use curly braces to store value. For example, instead of equal to operator, you can also use curly braces to store values. For example, age, I can store it something like this. Curly braces inside I can enclose, no issues. Okay, clear? You have to actually do it along with the declaration. Here if you do it, you will be getting error. If you are doing initialization together, declaration and initialization, you can use curly braces, and most people prefer the normal one itself. Everything is running smoothly. Fine. And you can convert this masterclass into 1 month certified internship on C++. You'll be getting 30 days of live sessions, 90 days of access to all the records. You will be getting all the source code files and project files. You will be getting 4 hackathon weekend on discussion of interview questions focused on interview. At the same time, if you have any doubts, you can clarify that as well. We will be also having for internship users 5 additional data structures and algorithms topics, downloadable presentations, PPTs, internship confirmation letter when you join the internship, and internship certification when you complete the internship successfully. And this is a limited offer. The batch 1 is actually ending by the 1st of March. Couple of days are there. The regular fee is actually 1,999 and the discount for now is actually 899. So if you are planning to avail all these benefits, you can utilize the registration link which is posted in chat box. It is pinned in the comment. Okay. Capital letter is allowed. So you can join as an internship user and get all the benefits of additional DSA topics, hackathon sessions. Along with that, you will be also getting source codes, projects, downloadable PPTs, personalized support, clarify your doubts, 30 days of content, and you will be certified 1 month internship. So a lot of colleges require. You can join this internship and convert this into a 1 month certified internship. Okay. So the link is posted in chat box, the registration link. You can use that. Fine. So you'll be getting lot of benefits, 30 days of live sessions, 90 days of access. For that, YouTube videos will be removed. You can watch this. If you join internship, you can watch it anytime. Source codes and projects, PPTs, confirmation letter, and then certification, personalized support. Java courses are available, so you can watch that in our site. We have a wide range of domain specific details. Courses are available with us. So can we start with data types? Data types. We have seen one data type which is integer, right? But there are a lot of data types are available. You can store different data. For example, if I have a whole number, okay. So if I have a whole number, it is actually an integer. I can store it in this way. I'll remove all those unnecessary details here, and we will focus on small examples first. Okay. So I'll just take all these things off. And for example, I'm going to start with int x equal to 20. Okay, so this is a whole number. It is an integer I can store. What if I want to store a decimal point? For example, I want to for example, I want to store my CGPA, which is something like 8.9. Okay, so we are storing it in an integer. Okay, and I am going to use standard console output display my CGPA is, okay, and I am going to pass x here. It is 8.9. so if I run this, I'll be getting only 8, because integer are responsible for storing only whole numbers. They can't have decimal points. If you pass any decimal point, it is just going to be ignored and you will be getting a whole number. For example, if you go with that, you will be getting just 8. Okay, so if you go with something like 0.9, you will be getting just 0. Okay, why? Because integers can actually store only whole numbers and they can't have decimal points. That's the idea for integers. So what I do, I can go and prefer some other data type. So in C++ language or in any programming language, data types are used to define the type of data that a variable can hold. Okay, so before, when you declare your variable, you will be typing what type of data it is, and each data type has a specific size, specific range of value that it can represent. Beyond that, it can't go and handle it. Okay, So they specify the size and nature of the data that can be stored, allowing the compiler to allocate memory and interpret the data correctly. Okay, so they have some limitations as well. For example, there are some primitive data types like integer can use to store whole numbers, and if you have decimal points you can go for float value. What is float? Is actually is a floating point data type. It can used for storing decimal points. Okay, so if you want to display a single character, then you can use character data type. Char is for character data type, and you can use single quotes there. If you use double quotes for character, you will be getting error. And we have string for character combination, like names and all you want to display in double quotes, and you don't have it as a primitive one, you have to take it from standard then string. Okay, so let us do this. Let me go with float x equal to 8.9. okay, my CGPA. Now if I display x with float, my answer is 8.9 with decimal point. How do I got it? I'm getting it because it is a float data type. Okay, it is a float data type. And also if I want to add a grade, okay, so I can't store float grade equal to I scored a grade. Okay, but this is not possible. Okay, if you try to view it, you will be getting it in a number only. Okay, for example, I'll add standard inline and then standard console output. I'll display my grade is, and I'll display the grade. I'll run this. What I'm getting 65. It is not A, but actually it is, there is a reason behind it. That is a meaningful number, which is actually ASCII, American Standard Representation of Characters. We'll be discussing that later, but if you want to just view the A itself, you can't use float or integer, you have to go with a character, and it should be passed only in single quotes. If you use double quotes, you will be getting error. Now this is a character data type. If I run this, okay, I'll save it and clear this off and run it once again. And run it. My CGPA is 8.9 and my grade is capital A. Okay, you can't have multiple things here. This is not allowed. Okay, only single character can be stored, like any symbols can be stored and all. Okay, see here, that can be stored. If you want to have multiple combination of characters, you have to go with standard string. It is called a string. Combination of characters, letters, words, paragraphs can be enclosed in string. So I'll give, for example, name equal to, in double quotes, Tom Hanks. Okay, so I'll use colon, and I'm going to first display standard console output. My name is, I hope we don't need colons because we are displaying with sentence, right? And I'll pass name variable here, and then standard inline, and then we move into next lines and display these information. I'll clear this off and run it once again. Okay, so my name is Tom Hanks, CGPA is 8.9, grade is A. Okay, so that's how you can utilize different data types, and these are very primitive and basic data type. Okay, there are a lot more like boolean, character, integer, float, double, string. Apart from that, you have signed, unsigned, modifiers are there, a lot there. They have a range, they have a size and all. A lot more details are there. We'll be seeing that in the next session. So thank you for joining on day 2. So if you have any doubts, you can post it in chat box. And if you want to convert the masterclass into certified internship, 1 month internship, you can join the C++ internship. You'll be getting the benefits of internship like 30 days of live sessions, access to it for 90 days, source codes and project files. All the files, code we write every day will be given. 4 hackathon with coding interview sessions, 5 additional data structures and algorithm topics, downloadable PPTs, all the contents used will be given in the downloadables, internship confirmation letter, and then internship certification when you complete the internship. And the first batch is actually ending by the 1st of March. The registration link is posted in chat box. You can get it in a discounted fee of 899. You can join as an internship user and get benefited. So you can get all these benefits at the registration link which is posted in chat box, and it is available in the description as well. In the description also it is given. In this video, if you click below, you will be finding the description. So make use of it and get benefited from the internship, and happy learning. Thank you guys. Thank you. We'll see tomorrow on day 3, continuing with modifiers and other data types. Thank you.